How's it going, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Port Vale Youth Academy Legends Career Mode. This is Youth Academy Rewind. I've got something in my eye, what the hell? So this is Youth Academy Rewind, the episode where we take a look at all the players we have sold and just see how they're getting on, basically, because in the future, as I've said before, they may come back at some point. Who knows, we'll see. I've got my other video in front of me as well, right down here, so if you see me doing this at any point, I've got it on my tablet, because if I don't have this full screen on the OBS, I'm not going to be able to see properly. So I suppose let's start it off with Sean Duffy. He's now moved to Leicester from Wigan, and he's now 74 rated. He was 72 last time we saw him. On the goalkeeping, he was 72, he's now 74. And yeah, I don't have to explain who they all are this time as well, which is much better. Obviously, on the last time, I had to explain who they were. Well, at least I felt like I had to, just so you guys, anyone knew who they were. So Sean Duffy is now 74. I don't know if he's Leicester's first choice keeper or not. I can't look at stats or whatever, which is stupid. But yeah, he's now a Premier League goalkeeper, and at 22 years old, 74 rated is not a bad rating to be. He could become a decent Premier League goalkeeper in the future. Next up, we have Darren O'Donnell, the first ever goalkeeper we had in this series. Still going at Real Oviedo. We sold him there in the second season we were playing. So after the first season in League 2, we sold him to Real Oviedo. And he's still there. And he's now 78 rated. And again, a small little increase of 2. He was 77 on the goalkeeping, he's now 79. He was 76 overall, he's now 78. I don't know what division Real Oviedo are in. My eyes are watering like crazy. But yeah, he's too good for that La Liga 1-2-3 if he's still in that league. He needs to go up to the La Liga Santander, really. Next up, we have Peter Shaw, who is 68 rated, only an increase of 1 this time. He is still at Crawley, still in League 2. Let me just get him up on the screen here, like this. Wow, I took forever on these people, didn't I? I've missed out his goalkeeping stats there. Right, his goalkeeping's only gone up by 1 as well. It was 70, is now 71. His overall was 67, is now 68. Bit too good for League 2 if you ask me. But that's Peter Shaw. I mean, he was at the club at the same time as Darren O'Donnell. He was the backup at the time. And he ended up taking over as the first choice because Darren O'Donnell was not performing very well. He's now 10 overalls down on Darren O'Donnell. Next up, we have Keith O'Donnell. Now, he's not in this last video on my tablet down here because we hadn't sold him at that point. We sold him at the start of this season, I believe. And he's now 80 rated. So our goalkeepers are still better than him. Our best 2 goalkeepers are still better than Keith O'Donnell. Again, wasn't really that great. And plus, Alfie Harris just had the upper hand on him. I preferred Alfie Harris over him, it's as simple as that. He's got 82 in the goalkeeping, 99 kicking, he's got 77 diving, 81 handling, 99 kicking, 80 reflexes, 76 positioning. He's playing for Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. And looks pretty good, it has to be said, Keith O'Donnell. Next up, we've got Kasim Doka. 69 overall, he was 67 last time. His goalkeeping stats are his handling still needs a lot of work, as does his positioning, but his kicking and reflexes are definitely up there. Again, still at the same club, apart from Duffy, none of them have moved clubs yet, until we get to the next one. And yeah, Kasim Doka only played like once for us, so he was 4th choice when he was in the first team, so we got rid of him. Next up, we have Yusuf Al Said, who has made a move, and he's gone to Monaco. He was originally at Huesca in the, I think at the time, La Liga 1-2-3. Obviously, in real life, they're in the La Liga, but then they were in the 2nd division when we sold him to them. He's gone up by 2. He is 70 overall now. It's a common theme of these goalkeepers, their goalkeeping stats, like altogether, has also gone up by 2. He's got 75 diving, 67 handling, 81 kicking, 76 reflexes, and his positioning still needs a lot of work. It's at 58. 70 overall, not bad. He's obviously not going to be playing every game for Monaco, but he's definitely on his way to, well, becoming a decent keeper. Next up, we've got Jesse Mendes, one of the worst right backs ever that I've used. He's gone up by 2. He is 71 overall. He's fairly fast. He's very average. He's average. His defending stats are okay, I suppose. Decent slide tackle, but not great stand tackle. I don't know how that works. 88 ball control's good. 79 acceleration, 82 sprint speed. He's one of them that you pick up because his physical stats are good. His technicals aren't the best, but he can do a job, can't he, I suppose. But again, the right backs we have right now are much better than him. Next up, we have Declan Moore, who's 65 rated. Now, in the last video, he did not have a scout report back. I've made sure that all of the players have a scout report this time. It means I'm like in mid-October in the Premier League season, but I've not looked at anything. I've not looked at budget. I've not looked at free. I've not done anything. I haven't saved it. So don't worry. I will be starting from the start of the season. Don't panic. I've gone through 2 months of games for this. 65 rated Declan Moore. We only signed him up at the time because we needed a right back because we didn't have any. They were all injured. And yeah, he's a bog standard average. He's average player really, just your average League 2, League 1 right back. Yeah, no amazing stats, no stats that jump out at you at all. Next up, we have another player who hadn't been sold before the last video, and it's Harrison Greatorex. He's still at Bristol City. 24 years old, 69 overall. I don't see him ever coming back. He's not going to be good enough. He didn't have any sort of potential on him. I signed him because of his name. I mean, Greatorex, what a name. I still to this day do not know where that name has come from. Like, what player in the game has the name Greatorex? I genuinely do not have an idea. Like, a real player. But again, he hasn't got the most amazing stats. Not many greens. Considering he's 69 rated, he's not got many greens. He's got 78 sprint speed is his best stat, I think. Yeah. Then his next one is jumping, 77, and then strength, 76. And then after that, it's just marking at 71. The rest are all yellows and reds. So he's not very good, is he, really? Did a decent job for us, but just, again, average. And now we've got a blast from the past in Broccoli. 64 rated. Again, he had no sort of potential. We didn't have any centre-backs at the time. Again, very, very, very average player. Is he even any good at defending? Yeah, he's good at stand tackle, not very good at slide tackle, and he's decently fast. And he's 6'3", so he'll do a job. But yeah, Broccoli in it. Signed him because his name was Brocky. Sounds like broccoli. There you go. The other free agent from that time is Borislav Vasilev, who's only gone up by 1 overall from the last time we saw him. Again, we didn't have any centre-backs at the time. He was one of the, I think he was the first free agent we signed, unless that was Broccoli. Might have been Broccoli, but either way, he was before the first season. So that's Borislav Vasilev. Again, decently tall, fairly strong, but very, very average player. Now we come to Emmanuel Rocha, another free agent who we signed, not in the first season, but in the second season. When I refer to them as first and second season, the first season is not the season where we signed all of the youth players, and you know, the first season is the season we started playing. So season 2 of the career mode, but the first season of the series. Okay, right. So we signed him in the second season. So the second season that we played. Right, you got it? Okay. Second season that we played, he's gone up by 1 overall to 70. He's quite strong, actually. I'll give him that one. He's only 5'11", but he's got 81 strength and 81 jumping, so that makes up for the 5'11". He's alright in the tackle, 69 stands, 73 slide. Apart from that, not much else to shout about. To be honest with you, with Emmanuel Rocha, he was just... What the hell was that? We now move on to the left backs. James Breen is first up. He has gone up by 2 overall. He's now 65 rated. He's in the Irish League. I mean, what else can you say? He's a good player for the Irish League. His best stat is his stamina at 83. Not a bad best stat to have, to be fair. But other than that, he's decently fast, I suppose. 76 at sprint speed, 74 acceleration. He's quite strong as well at 79. I think he's more like a centre-back. Next up we have Elliot Morgan, and he's gone up by 3 overall, so the highest grower so far. But not many of these players have potential, like massive potential. He still plays for IK Sirius. I have no idea what country that is. But good in the tackle. Good in the tackle, very good. 78 marking, not very fast, 66 sprint speed, 71 acceleration. Again, the stats more suit a centre-back than a left-back. But he's certainly improved quite a bit there, Elliot Morgan. Now this is the first sort of big one, really. Patrick Alexander was our first choice left-back for a good 2 or 3 years, until Rakic came along. We then sold Alexander for the sole reason that he would grow better at another club rather than sitting on our bench. And he's definitely doing that. He's gone up by 3. He's now 75 overall. Was 72 last time. He's quite fast. Don't forget this guy is 6'4" for a left back. He's not very strong. He's got 86 stamina though. And in the tackle, again, they are stats that more suit a centre back. I did at one point play him as a left centre back in a 5 at the back formation, but I mean he was alright there, I suppose. That's probably where he would best be, in like a 5 at the back on either side, not in the middle. Now this one's come out of absolutely nowhere. Ronaldo Moyano has gone up by 5, and he's moved to Gimnasia y Esgrima La Plata. He was at Chongqing before, so he's moved clubs. He's gone up by 5 overall. He was 63 last time. He did not play for me once. I bought him into the team and then instantly sold him. So yeah, that's how that one went with him. Let me just skip forward a bit because these players are in a completely different order than in the original video. Okay, now we move on to the CDMs, and we've had a fair few of these. Keith Hogan's the first one, and he has moved clubs as well. He's gone up by 2. He was originally playing for Korona Kielce in Poland. He's now moved to Fluminense in Brazil. 23 years old, 70 overall, 6 foot. Barely played for us. He's got 87 stamina. That's a very good stat. He's very good in the tackle. Very good in the tackle. Wow. 84 stands, 79 slide. This guy is decent. He really is decent. It's just not good enough for us though still. I mean, he's turned into a decent player. I mean, he was a backup the entire time for us, really, Keith Hogan. Not much else to say about him. Next up, we have Harvey Brown, someone who never played for us, ever, really. I think he played once for us or something. Again, very good in the tackle, I think, that. Yeah, 94 stand tackle. This is a guy who can't play centre-back either. Keith Hogan could play CDM and centre-back. Harvey Brown, CDM and centre-mid. But definitely better as a CDM. How tall is he? 5'11", not bad. 86 strength. And 94 stand tackle, 78 slide tackle. He's got 83 long pass and 81 marking. He's turning into a very good player. Next up, we have the BTEC Hugh Harris in Darren McAvoy. Again, I've said before, he's only the BTEC Hugh Harris because of his height. He's average. He's a League 1 player, isn't he? I mean, Burton are in League 2 now in this career mode. But he's an average League 2, League 1 player, isn't he, Darren McAvoy? But you'd take him because of his height. That's literally it. And here we have Pavel Gerbisic. Of course, we sold him last season. At mid-season we sold him in January. He never played for us. He's one of them that we brought up from the youth academy. He had infinite potential, but was just never good enough. He was always behind the rest and was always out on loan. So he may eventually come back sometime. Who knows? But Pavel Gerbisic currently, he's looking okay. I mean, how tall is he? 6 foot. He's average right now. He's good at tackling, good at short pass, I suppose. Very good stamina, that's his best stat. He's your average CDM, I suppose, that are playing League 1. Next up, we have Jonathan Morgan, still at Crewe. He's only gone up by 1. He was 62 last time. He's now 63. And like I said before, he looks like he looks like the crew players that already play there in real life in the game, because none of them have any wow sort of stats, and neither does he. That's not a dig at crew players, by the way. I know I don't like crew, but that's not a dig at the crew players or like crew's players in the game. That's just basically, he's basically just the same as them. He's turned out how they have. At the moment, they don't have any wow. They don't have any stats that just jump out at you. His best stat is 79 acceleration. That's it. He's not rapid. He's not strong. He's good at some things. Okay, moving on now a little bit. Marcus Hall, the midfield Mohawk. He's now 75 rated. I can't remember what rating was when we sold him. 72 or 73. We sold him at the start of last season. He looks very good now, Marcus Hall. I'm not saying he wasn't good when we had him. I mean, it's in stats-wise, but it just wasn't good to play with. He just didn't feel good to play with. He was terrible almost every time we played him. So that's why I shipped him out. But he's one who has a genuine chance of returning. I mean, just look at that. One green and the rest are yellow. I mean, that's good, really. He's very, very good at everything. Like, stat-wise. Tackling, passing, finishing at 85, dribbling at 88. And his pace is, well, decent for a centre mid. You don't need rapid pace on a centre mid. He's got 87 strength, 83 stamina, and 82 jumping. I mean, how did this guy not perform for us? Like, really? I mean, obviously, the stats won't have been the same when we sold him, but they will have been somewhat, similar-ish. Next up, we've got Rob Robertson, still at Macclesfield. We didn't get to see his stats last time. We only got the initial report, so they were 10 apart, if you know what I mean. This time we actually have his stats, and again, as I said before, he's one who, if you started a career mode in League 2, you'd be like, yeah, you know what, I like this guy looks decent, 21 years old, 66 rated, he can go places, and he certainly can. He hasn't got the best potential. I only got him because of his name, but he started at 52 overall, so I mean, you can't really go wrong there, can you? He's definitely turned into a very decent player, and is definitely going to go further than just a decent player, I think. Another player who has a genuine chance of returning in the future, possibly, is Barry Nicholson. 77 overall now, still at FC Midtjylland. It's hard to think that him and Liam Barr were like the same rating at one point. It really is hard to think that. Barry Nicholson has gone places with his stats. I mean, he's only got, he's got 4 red stats, 2 of them are in mentality, so that doesn't really bother me. Marking and stand tackle. I mean, he's a left winger. What are you going to expect? All of the stats that you need are either green or yellow. I mean, 60 reactions is one off being yellow as well. So, realistically, Barry Nicholson is perfect for a left winger. He's very quick. His dribbling is, his dribbling is 70. His ball control and dribbling is not as good as you might think, actually. For a youth player in FIFA, normally their ball control and dribbling just go straight up. But his is sort of plateaued a bit, I think. His crossing is definitely very good. His finishing is on another level. That's his best stat, 94 finishing. So maybe he's good as a striker then. Oh, and he was, by the way, he was 75 overall last time we saw him. He's now 77. Next up, we have Liam Barr, who's only gone up by 1. Again, he's just in the Irish League, and he's an average player. He barely played for us. Not really much to say about him. You wouldn't really want to sign him, I don't think, because he's not really going to grow. He's just one of them where you don't really have much time for. Same with Rodrigo Escobar, to be honest with you. He somehow ended up back in the free agents. Don't know how. We signed him, we sold him, he ended up in the free agents again. What are you going to do? Again, he was kind of a backup striker almost for us, because we have Barry Nicholson on the left. So, yeah, again, he's 6'2". That's probably why I used him at striker. But he's rubbish. He's not very good. Next up, we have Mason Davis. The long joke of who the hell is he is still going, because he's looking at them stats. He's not very good still. Only 65 sprint speeds on a centre attacking mid. It's not what you want. His best stat is 87. 87 agility. I mean, that's good, I guess. but then it's 79 long pass and 79 long shot. I mean, meh. At least I'm guessing he still gets games for Newport, because as soon as I sold him as like a 52 or 54 overall player, he was instantly in Newport's starting lineup. So as a 66 overall, he must still be in Newport's starting 11. We have Riley Drummond, who's grown by 3 from the last video. Very fast now. 87 acceleration, 86 sprint speed. He's now 69 overall. He was 66 last time. Only really played once for us, once or twice, because he was just a backup really. He was just there to make up the numbers. We had Hugh Harris, we had Peter O'Byrne playing ahead of him at the time. We had Mosquito, had Luciano Arnos. Yeah, Riley Drummond just ended up taking a back seat and watching every game. Peter O'Byrne, what the hell happened to this guy? He was a starter for us at the start. He's still only 61 overall. I get that he didn't really have much potential, but Jesus, he did not have potential at all. He's only gone up by 1. 61 overall he is now, and he's bang average and a half. We now move on to Mosquito, of course. Still playing for Independiente Medellin. I think it's Medellin. I think they're a Colombian team. Very fast. 97 agility on this guy as well. 90 short pass, 80 long pass. He's definitely coming along as Mosquito. We signed him as a free agent. We didn't want to sell him. We ended up, the board sold him for us, basically. No, it didn't. Someone met his release clause, and I couldn't offer him a new contract because I'd already tried and failed. So Mosquito left, and we haven't got him back since. Might happen in the future. He didn't. I don't think he had the greatest potential, but we might bring him back, because we just didn't want to let him go, basically. Next up, we have Luciano Arnos. Another person who's grown by 2 overall. He's now hit 70. And again, he's average at best, really. Not as average as some of the other players we've seen, obviously. I mean, he's got a lot more green stats. But he was a backup for us. Centre attacking mid, that's his best position. And he wasn't really that great. Simple as that, really. That's why I ended up selling him, because we got in like Charles Richardson and Inacio, and yeah, the club outgrew him. Next up, we have Cohen Tremblay, who ended up at Chelsea. So he must have a pretty good potential. He never played for us, I don't think, Cohen Tremblay. So that's why I sold him. He was just deadwood. But the fact that we sold him to Chelsea shows that he's got a good potential, because a big club would not pick him up if he didn't have good potential. He'd end up at a club like Peter O'Byrne at Dalkurd, or Riley Drummond at Bury, you know, one of those. But he ended up at Chelsea, so there you go. Stats are decent. Very good agility again. Decently quick, and very good on the ball as well, and can shoot. Yeah, I don't know what he was when we sold him. He was probably 69 or 70, guess. That's Cohen Tremblay. Probably didn't play for Chelsea at any point. Next up is another player we sold at the start of last season, or mid-season, I can't remember. Juka Samuel. Another player who never played for us, but ended up at a pretty decent club. Everton, when I checked the leagues, were 2 points clear at the top of the table with 1 game left to play, so they are most likely the Premier League champions from last season. Ball control and dribbling have shot up from him. He's got 74 sprint speed but 89 acceleration, so if I brought him back and trained his sprint speed, he would be quick. 85 agility as well, very decent. Other than that, though, I mean, he's not very strong. He's got nothing in terms of stamina or reactions. He's one of them that's good, that's great at things and very bad at things. Next up, we have Aidan Richardson, who has grown quite a bit. 68 or 69 when I sold him, I believe. Excuse me. Playing for Sporting Lokeren in Belgium. He's now 71. He didn't have the greatest potential, I don't think, but his dribbling was on another level. 87 ball control, 81 dribbling, 84 long shots. And also his pace has increased massively. 85 acceleration, 87 sprint speed, and also 90 agility as well, which is pretty damn good. So he actually may have a chance of coming back in the future. He's now 71 rated as well. He definitely wasn't in the 70s when I sold him, but he was barely growing. So the fact that I've sold him and he's now growing is great. I love it. And this is where it gets interesting now. Not with Hugh Price, but just the strikers in general. Hugh Price is the first one. 78 rated he is. 84 acceleration, 84 sprint speed, 83 jumping, 87 strength. Let's go into this. 88 ball control, 85 dribbling, 87 finishing, 94 heading accuracy, 98 shot power, 88 long shots. You guys are probably wondering why the hell I sold this guy. Yeah, I sold this guy because the strikers we had were better than him, believe it or not. We had Dylan Dillon, we had Archie Bingham, we had Mehdi Abu Hamed. I sold him so I could buy Facundo Andrade. Yeah, he's looking great. He performed well at the start and then dropped off, and I sold him. That's why I sold him, really. His performances went down the pan. And that's Hugh Price, only 20 as well. He's one of the youngest on this list, so he has a bright future. Peter Bloody Feeney. Peter Feeney, the guy who was probably the most awful striker in this entire series. Actually, no, scrap that. That's Declan King next up. The second most awful striker in this series. Of course, last season, when I did this, found out he was at Valencia. He's now left Valencia, but gone to Frankfurt, which is probably more his level. He's gone up to 71. I haven't been looking at these. Hugh Price has gone up by 4, by the way, from 74 to 78. Peter Feeney's gone up by 3, from 68 to 71. He's very fast, Peter Feeney. 6 foot as well. Very good physicals altogether, really. Obviously, amazing pace, but 72 strength, 74 stamina, 77 jumping. It's very decent. Considering he's 6 foot, he's got 83 finishing, 92 shot power, 95 long shots. This reminds me of Dylan a little bit, just without the strength. He is the most surprising out of everyone. He always will be the most surprising out of everyone, unless Aiden Richardson makes a massive dart towards 80 overall. He has surprised me the most, Peter Feeney. How he ended up at... Don't forget, I sold him to Cambridge. He's since been at Valencia, and now he's at Frankfurt. It just doesn't make sense in my head. Declan King's improved slightly, I guess. 68, he's gone up by 1. 68. He's okay. He's sort of quick now. But he's got 46 strength, 78 ball control, 84 dribbling. I mean, he's meh. I just wouldn't bring him back just because of how bad he really was for us. It was him and Dylan Dillon up front at first. He was supposed to be the good one. And Dylan Dillon was just the funny name. And now look where they are. Another one who's improved a fair bit is Ossian Lato as well. 74 overall. He was 71 last time we saw him. He's still not very quick, but if I bought him back, I'd train his sprint speed up. Because his strength is non-existent. Ball control and dribbling have shot up. His finishing still needs work. He's short, but he's more of a centre attacking mid, really. Because not got the best finishing. I'm sorry I keep rubbing my nose, by the way. But he's good at passing. Very good at passing. Apart from long pass, but short pass is 87. Shot power and long shots are decent. And volleys and curve are decent. So he's got the stats of a striker. He's got the technical stats of a striker and a centre attacking midfielder. Oh, and also he's got the physical stats of a midfielder. So what position can he play? Elliot Thomas is the next one. I need to just get him up on this screen here. Oh no, I hadn't sold him at this point, had I? Elliot Thomas is the next one. 67 overall. I can't remember what he was when I sold him. He was either 63 or 64 or something like that. He's a bit like Dylan Dillon. He's 6'3". He's quite fast. He's decent at strength. What's going on? I need to be on the technicals. Finishing needs work. Ball control's definitely better. Again, he's more or less got the stats of a centre attacking mid rather than a centre forward. It's weird. Aidan Campbell, 73 rated, was the backup to Will Hill, is now higher rated than Will Hill. He was 71 when we last saw him, so he's gone up by 2. Very quick, very quick. 92 acceleration, 87 sprint speed, and 86 agility. Not bad. 81 ball control, 86 crossing as well. 86 crossing is really good. 92 long shots as well. This is a winger. This is what a winger should look like. They should not have 90 plus finishing, and he doesn't. He only has 60. He is a winger, 100%. I will never get rid of Will Hill, but I don't know if you've noticed, but over the last few episodes, he has started to get dropped for all the other wingers. He was never ever going to stay in the first team permanently, but I didn't think it'd go like this, where he'd just drop off performance-wise. Aidan Campbell has a massive chance of coming back in the future. And the final player we have on this list is Harvey Young, 76 overall. He's gone up by 2. He was 74. He's quick. 93 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, 84 agility, 85 balance. Strength's gone up as well a little bit. 94 ball control, 88 dribbling, 85 shot power. Even 70 finishing's decent, because his finishing was awful when he was with me. 85 shot power, 80 long shots. I mean, he's formed into a decent striker. I can guarantee Atlanta United don't have Joseph Martinez anymore, so he's probably their starting striker. He's probably the best striker they've got. Fair play to him, because he's definitely forged a decent career since leaving us. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. And that, guys, is pretty much going to end off this episode of the Port Vale Youth Academy Legends Career Mode, the Youth Academy Rewind. If you guys enjoyed, let me get actually one of my own players on the screen. Darren O'Donnell, that'll do. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button down below, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you think any of these players should come back yet, let me know. But I don't think I'm going to do it just yet, because after this season, well, I'll tell you later on, okay? But something's going to happen after the end of this first Premier League season. So, if you got, I've already said that. If you guys enjoyed all that stuff, yeah, guys, I think that's just about it. Until next time, peace.